Sorry to keep you waiting, everyone. I'm Adam, and this is DigiDeeds Done Dirt Cheap. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Since my last video, a lot happened. Good things, bad things, but overall I am doing fine. And haven't had a chance to really make any videos or do any Digimon stuff for quite a while. But that's okay, because we're getting back at it again today. I'll be sure to fill you in on everything, but in the meantime, let's get right to it. Today I'm doing something a little special and self-indulgent. So I'm part of a Discord server called DigiDestin UK, started up by Digital Dream 09, Alex, the 9th DigiDestin, who you may know was a huge inspiration for me to get back in Digimon last year and make my own content. Well, he's got a great community over there, mostly people from the United Kingdom, but everybody's welcome to it, and it's just a really fantastic, just welcoming Digimon community. I highly recommend if you're looking for other Digimon enthusiasts you want to get to know. But specifically in the DDUK Discord server is a little something called Story Mode. It is essentially a cooperative story or roleplay where a bunch of us take turns writing our own Digimon story. And it goes much the way that you expect. You know, people suddenly find themselves whisked to the digital world and have to figure out exactly like how to get home, what they're doing. The storyline for this one is specifically that the new Metal Empire is an oppressive force in the digital world, so the DigiDestin have to rise up and stop it. Well, in story mode, I play myself, and I play myself exactly as I am. Some people play themselves, other people might play different characters, but I play myself exactly as I am, exactly like where I was in my life when I started, which was deep into the Vital Bracelet and trying to exercise and get in better shape and stuff. For my partner in story mode, I chose SnowGoblimon, and there's a story for that. So when I first started Digimon World Next Order, I just chose eggs at random, and one of my partners was in fact SnowGoblimon. I got pretty far into the game, but kind of mucked things up, didn't fully like understand like the optimum way to play, and so late game I kind of got myself really stuck and just stopped playing for a while. Then I restarted and I learned new stuff and managed to go through it having a much better time. Similarly, I just picked two eggs at random, and one of them was once again SnowGoblimon, and it was right around the time that I joined the DDUK server and discovered story mode, so I was like, you know what, that's destiny. SnowGoblimon, you're gonna be my partner. So I'm firing up my Vital Hero again after a while. However, SnowGoblimon is not featured on any DIM cards. However, I've been brainstorming like what his digivolution path would be and everything, and most of it is on the Blizzard Fang DiM card. So we're gonna run through this. I'm gonna pretend the rookie SnowGoblimon, even though he's not. And rather than previous videos where I kind of just, messed around and see what I got, I'm gonna go for a very specific digivolution path. So please join me in this adventure, and hopefully I'm not too rusty at making these videos again. It is the start of a new icy era. Let's go. Well, would you look at that? We got an icy little egg hatching. Welcome to the world, Yukimi Bodamon. Alright, I changed his background to a nice icy tundra so that way he's comfortable. In the meantime, since we don't have much to do, I'll catch you guys up on what I've been up to. Alright, so for the new year, I got my first Pendulum Z, which I absolutely adored, my Nightmare Soldiers. I made that video, I had a great time, and then some stuff happened after I filmed that video. So if you guys followed, you know that I was like working out pretty consistently and everything. Things were going good, health was improving. And then I don't know if I did something or if it was simply weather related, because I am a bit sensitive to sudden like temperature changes, but my back went out, and it went out hard. I mean, I like could not get out of bed for an entire week. And even after that, my back was still incredibly weak. Man, just like turning certain ways really agitated it. Walking was really hard. Just quality of life really just went into the pits for a little while there. So unfortunately, I really wasn't able to exercise. I did try going back into my routine like a few weeks later, and unfortunately, that just seemed to re-aggravate it. So I kind of had to stop and just reassess for a while. As my back was finally starting to get better, I then proceeded to have the worst food poisoning of my entire life. And I mean the absolute worst. Like, I've had food poisoning before where it's like, you get an upset stomach and then you're good. No, this was like eventful, like the most hardcore virus it could have been. Once again, laying me out for like almost a whole week, which once again didn't help my already ailing back. So I was like, pretty much for an entire month, I just was laid low. Oh man, it wasn't great. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But some good things happened after that too. So as I finally started like recovering from all of it, I'm an independent contractor, so work comes and goes. I ended up getting a lot of work, like a lot of work, which has been awesome. So like I've been creatively very fulfilled. Money's been good. Managed to afford some quality of life improvements. Treat myself to some stuff that I normally couldn't. Having to be fiscally responsible and everything. But yeah, great stuff. Really busy, and that's part of why I haven't filmed any like Digimon videos or like been active in my Digimon communities for a bit. Yukimi Bodamon and I are out taking a walk right now because this is pretty much what I have been doing since I've recovered. Like I said, I tried getting back into strength training and other stuff like that, and it seemed to re-aggravate things. So for now, I've just been concentrated on getting a lot of steps in, going out, doing quick walks, things like that. Try to get, 8,000, 10,000 steps. I guess if there's anything that's good about me getting injured and going back to basics like this, is that it kind of made me focus on the fundamentals. Things like my posture, my balance, little things like that. So yeah, my fitness has kind of gone down because of everything that happened, but I feel like my wellness has gone up, and maybe that's better, like big picture holistically. I don't know. And right as I arrive to get my wife, our little snowball's ready to digivolve. Woohoo! We got Hiyarimon! Look at that adorable little snowman. I love him. I actually only just met Hiyarimon in story mode, so in story mode I met SnowGoblimon as SnowGoblimon, and recently he went through a really difficult fight and finally de-digivolved into Hiyarimon. My wife will be out any minute, so I'll be about it for now. I'll update you guys when Hiyarimon digivolves, and I'll fill you in on more of the story. Hello again, everyone. We are back in my car, but it is the next day and a beautiful day, and our little snowman Hiyarimon has digivolved into SnowGoblimon. Yup, SnowGoblimon and nobody else. SnowGoblimon. No, it's Belucomon, who I actually do think is pretty cool and has a pretty cool evolution line, but that's not what we're going for today. Alas, this DIM card and most of the others only have one rookie, so not a whole lot of variety there, so we're just gonna pretend that it's SnowGoblimon, because we can at least get the rest of the evolution path from here. In the meantime, I'll fill you more in on what happened in story mode. So at the time that I joined story mode was right when I was getting into the Vital Bracelet, so I worked that into my story. Like, some of the people have like the original Digivices, the D3s, whatever. So I had it that I was just going for a walk in the park with my Vital Bracelet, and then suddenly I got whisked into a blizzard. And I live in Texas, so it's usually hot here, so I was not dressed for the occasion. So unfortunately, I succumbed to the cold and I passed out. And then I woke up in a cave, and in that cave was a strange blue goblin thing, which freaked me out because, real life Adam knows what Digimon is, but we're going to assume writing Adam doesn't know what a Digimon is, because most Digidustins don't know what Digimon are, so that freaked me out quite a bit. But it turned out the goblin was pretty cool. His name was SnowGoblimon, and he was a Digimon, and he educated me on what those were, and we kind of deduced that there was no way that I was going to be able to survive in the cold where we were, so he offered to get me to a warmer climate. So he gave me some furs, and we set out to find a more livable situation for me so I could kind of get more of an understanding of the situation. Meanwhile, the initial group had already like been summoned to the digital world and already knew each other, so I was well separate from everybody and had like a really poor understanding of the digital world and how things worked in it. So together we ventured until finally I got to run into the other Digidestined, and I was very relieved to find other humans in this world. Personality-wise, with SnowGoblimon, I think of him kind of as like a friendly but like rowdy like pro wrestler. Like if you've seen like Ogremon or Goblimon and other things, you kind of got a sense for how they act. But I wanted him to be friendly. So like, while he is kind of rough around the edges, he ultimately has good intentions. I also had it that he grew up in like relative isolation in like this frozen tundra area. So he's like very self-sufficient. He knows how to forage, he knows how to hide, he knows how to avoid like other stronger Digimon. So like kind of like a, I don't know, like a wilderness woodsman survivalist. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Let's see, I've already got most of the steps and everything that he needs, but I still haven't done any battles yet, so let's do baby's first battle. Wow, SnowGoblimon ran into Belucomon. How interesting. Neat. A very different Digimon from what we actually are. Yes. Alright, in honor of Alex Digital Dream 09, I guess I gotta give us some battle music. Here we go. That's enough. We win, yay! SnowGoblimon and definitely not Belucomon, yes! Good job, buddy. I am out getting more steps in and getting SnowGoblimon more battles, and I thought I'd take the chance to tell more stories. So at rookie level, SnowGoblimon has almost never battled anything that's actually his level. It's always been up against things that are much more powerful. For instance, his very first battle encounter after SnowGoblimon and Adam got acquainted with the group was one of the other Digidestined's Digimon got captured by the New Metal Empire and got converted into an out-of-control Kankymon. So we got this big old giant destructive construction vehicle thing and can't do too much about it. Oh, we had a battle already. Let's see how our boy stands up against a bigger opponent. And I think this is Moosemon, who pretty cool design, I gotta say. Geez, so bright. See if I can get some better lighting. I guess I'll work with what we got. Shine on my radiant arm. That's going about as expected so far. Okay, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, all right, buddy. Not bad at all. Wow, okay, cool. What a comeback. Yeah. All right, I was not expecting to win that one. That is awesome. Well, that was pretty cool, speaking about going up against much stronger opponents, and he beat a much stronger opponent. But yeah, anyway, so this Kankymon is out of control, and most of the Digidestined Digimon at this point are rookies. Some of them can become champions, but overall still not doing super great against this thing. Kankymon's partner did realize that he could use his Digivice to like affect Kankymon in some way. However, in the battle, Kankymon like knocked the Digivice from his head, and it got stuck in his treads. Yeah. So we're all battling this thing and trying to do our best. And that's when I go like, hey, SnowGoblimon, let's get that Digivice. And that really informed how I wrote SnowGoblimon from that point on, because like he couldn't take on this thing, but being a goblin, like he has athleticism and he has ice powers, so it's like, let's put those to good use. So I had him kind of like guerrilla maneuvering around Kankymon, like climbing his treads and then like freezing them to kind of keep him in place. And then he managed to grab the Digivice, get back to the Digidestined, and then he picked up the Digidestined and held him up like Lion King style and was like, do the thing. And while we couldn't defeat Kankymon, the Digidestined was able to absorb him into the Digivice for now. So yeah, that was a pretty cool like first early encounter. All right, I'm just about done wrapping up my walk, and SnowGoblimon just won another battle, so I think we'll get one more in, and then I hear a dog screaming in the back. Get one more battle in and then call it, because if I win any more than that, then I won't get the form I want. So after we digivolve, I'll report back in. I'm reporting back in. The big day has finally come. SnowGoblimon and nobody else finally digivolved into the mighty Hyogamon. Yeah! This is exciting for me, because now I don't have to play pretend. He is my partner. This is what he actually is. Yep, unsurprisingly, SnowGoblimon's champion form is Hyogamon, and that's as far as he's gotten in story mode so far. We haven't gotten to Ultimate yet. Actually, most of us haven't gotten to Ultimate yet. I think a few of us, but most of us have still only gotten to champion level. So when he is digivolved into Hyogamon, I already mentioned that I kind of like picture SnowGoblimon having the personality of like a pro wrestler / survivalist. Well, I turned the pro wrestler part up even bigger for Hyogamon. I make him really rowdy and just really outgoing. It's like playing Macho Man Randy Savage. He's just like, come on, yeah, let's do it, yeah. But to get him to his next form, I have a lot of work to do. I have to get a lot of battles in. I have to win most of them. I got to get a lot of trophies, and I have to get a lot of steps. So I'm going to switch out some laundry, and then we'll get some steps in, and I'll tell you some Hyogamon stories. Whew. So, Hyogamon must have like brought the cold with him when he digivolved, because it was like 90 degrees yesterday, and now it's like 55. So it's a little brisk. I'm out here in a t-shirt, but I'll be okay. I'm pretty cold resistant myself. So Hyogamon's premiere. After dealing with the whole Kinkymon situation, his Digidestined got kidnapped, and we tracked him down to a hideout. And if you ever played Digimon World, it was Ogremon's hideout. You know, it was kind of ramshackle fortress put together with stuff, with an army of Agumon, Goblimon. This time, though, it was like a real army. He had like hundreds under his command. This Ogremon was also a much bigger deal than the one from Digimon World. We learned that he used to essentially be like a Titamon, like a really powerful, in-charge Digimon in a previous war, and got defeated, de-digivolved, and he's kind of like starting up from scrap again. And he's really bent on achieving his final form again. Well, while we're dealing with him, he uncovers some metal parts, and he digivolves into Rebellymon, and really gives the gang a hard time. In that same battle is when SnowGoblimon digivolves into Hyogamon. He kind of gets the idea of like, you know, maybe if we can usurp Ogremon, he's got a nice army here. Maybe we can use that against the new Metal Empire. So he digivolves into Hyogamon and tries to give like a ripping speech to get Ogremon's army to turn on him. And it doesn't work out bad, but unfortunately he digivolves into Rebellymon right there. So that kind of took things like for the worst. Rebellymon went right for Hyogamon, and Hyogamon was able to protect himself by putting an ice wall up, you know, kind of Overwatch style. Unfortunately, definitely not strong enough to actually go toe-to-toe with him, and gets knocked back. But then thankfully, one of the other Digidestined managed to evolve to their ultimate level and take him out. So no, while Hyogamon didn't become a leader of an awesome Agumon and Goblimon army, the gang did conscript them into a resistance force to stand up against the new Metal Empire, so it still worked out pretty well. Shortly after that battle, the Digidestined did finally run into this resistance force that was headed by Ranamon, and she filled the Digidestined in on like exactly what they are, what Digimon were, you know, finally getting an understanding of what this whole world and situation is. Now I'm picking up dinner. While I'm waiting for them to finish, though, I'll give you more of the story. So we chilled out with this resistance group, we rested up, recuperated, and kind of got ready to really set off on our journey to really finally take out the new Metal Empire once and for all. So we ventured to Star City, where we learned that they were having a tournament, and the prize for this tournament was a USB drive that potentially had info on important things about the new Metal Empire, maybe ways to really like hit them where it hurts. So a bunch of us entered this tournament to try and get this thing. So Adam, me, kind of figured this would be like a Pokemon tournament. Like I'd chill on the sideline, I'd tell Hyogamon what to do, you know, that's fine and everything. No, this was a doubles tournament. So the humans that entered also had to fight, which I wasn't thrilled about because I'm me, and Digimon are Digimon, so not exactly a fair fight there. Still, the others were like, you got this, you're fine, and strong-armed me into it, and I wasn't happy about it. So, here I am, fearing for my life, and Hyugamon and my first opponent are yet more ogres, Ogremon and Fugamon. How poetic. So, Hyugamon and Ogremon have an epic battle. A battle so epic that I don't even describe it. Meanwhile, Fugamon says he's pretty much going to kill me, so I do the logical thing and run away from the giant ogre. So they're having this epic battle. Meanwhile, I'm running in circles while Fugamon's like, hey, get back here. Hyugamon manages to defeat Ogremon in an epic, undescribable fashion. Meanwhile, I'm running away from Fugamon and I trip and fall. Meanwhile, Fugamon accidentally trips over me, and it turns out he has a bad ankle, so he falls over and dies. Pretty cool. Meant to do that. And speaking of battles, why don't we do one with Hyugamon? Oh, now that looks like a formidable opponent. Paledramon, I believe is his name? Yeah. Ooh, this one might be tough. I believe in you, Hyugamon. You got this. We are brothers in arms. Okay, starting off strong. I hope you hit. Oh, damn! All right, Hyugamon! Yeah! That was incredible. I thought that was going to be more of a challenge for you. He wasn't worried. Thumbs up, baby, yeah! Hello again, my friend. It's been a few days since I last recorded. Had a nice busy weekend, so didn't get to do too much. However, our pal Hyugamon has finally digivolved. Now, before I actually show you what he digivolved into, I want to go into a little bit of story of how it was really difficult for me to decide on, like, a decent evolution path for him. So, originally, I thought of just going based off of what he digivolved into in next order when I played him. However, the digivolutions after Champion, like, really varied quite a bit, and, like, not that they were bad or anything, and, you know, obviously Digimon can digivolve into anything, but, like, I did want a good thematic digivolution, and unfortunately, after Champion stage, it just kind of veered off really wildly. So I had the difficult task of thinking of a good, satisfying evolution path. See, regular Goblimon has a pretty good evolution. It goes into Ogremon, can become Digitamamon or Rebellimon, and then you got Titamon, which is pretty awesome. And sadly, after Hyugamon, none of those things have ice variations. I kind of wish they did. So I figured I'd stick to, I don't know, just being in the theme of ice and a beast, a monster, as much as possible. And that kind of informed where we're going to go from here out. Hyugamon has not digivolved to Ultimate yet in Story Mode, so if you're part of Story Mode and you don't want it spoiled for you, I guess take a break from here, but for everybody else, Hyugamon has digivolved into Ice Leomon, or Panjamon, one of those, if you prefer. Yeah, I was initially opposed to the idea, because, you know, Ogremon and Leomon pretty much being mortal enemies in most media, but then I also thought it might be kind of cool and ironic if he digivolved into a Leomon. However, I have run into a problem. I thought I had a good mega planned out, at least on the Vital Bracelet. However, Leomon, or Ice Leomon, doesn't actually digivolve into that mega on here. It's on here, but not available to Ice Leomon. So I guess I'm gonna be something different by the end of this journey. But it's a nice day. Let's go for a walk together and I'll fill you in on more story mode stuff. So Ice Leomon is pretty much good on steps and trophies. However, I have a lot of battles to do, so let's catch up on those. In the meantime, last I left off, Hyugamon battled in the tournament. And after that, he and I were feeling pretty good. Like, since I didn't die in the tournament, I was feeling pretty pumped and pretty confident. And so was Hyugamon. We could handle anything together. And then Hyoga freaked out because our next opponent was a Flare-Rizamon and a Candlemon. So yeah, pretty much being made of ice, Hyugamon didn't exactly like fighting something that was completely made of fire and kind of panicked. So I tried to calm him down, but Candlemon started throwing fire and hot wax at me, so I'm over there dodging. Meanwhile, Flare-Rizamon, you know, intimidates and berates Hyugamon, who's just kind of trying to keep it together. Hyugamon puts up an ice wall to protect himself, and Flare-Rizamon just walks right through it and melts it. Then he hits Hyugamon with his Tower of Fire and really messes him up, like real bad. This is the point where Hyogomon and I are finally like really tight, really partners. So I don't like that when I see that. So I end up grabbing Candlemon and I chuck him at Fleurizamon, and I do the whole like, get away from my ogre thing. Candlemon, of course, just kind of bonks off and nothing really happens. And now I have the attention of the big fire lizard and maybe slightly regret doing that. Then Fleurizamon threatens to destroy me, which obviously isn't good. And then Candlemon pins down my feet with hot wax, so I can't get away. I'm completely trapped and certain doom is coming for me. Seeing me about to get brutally murdered, Hyogomon reaches deep inside himself and gets an adrenaline rush, and he shows up and he tackles Fleurizamon away from me. He pins him down, which is extremely painful because he's ice and Fleurizzamon's made out of fire. Fleurizamon kind of questions his logic, but Hyogomon just like freaks out and just keeps generating ice, which just melts away. However, he melts so much ice that it finally like melts into water and puts out Fleurizzamon's flame, and then he quickly makes an ice spike and stabs him. Oh, while I'm walking, Ice Leomon found a fight. Let's see what we got. Oh, it looks like Ice Leomon's fighting another Ice Leomon. Can you beat yourself, buddy? I believe in you. Go! Oh yeah, start off strong. Oh no, whiff. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's a bit of a rough start. Oh, this is not going well. Oh no. Come on, buddy, big comeback. Right, decent chunk, decent chunk. Hanging in there, I'm proud of you. Oh, I don't know about this one. Oh. Come on, buddy, big attack. Ugh, man, we just can't land anything on him. Well. Sorry, buddy, not quite ready to conquer yourself yet. Anyway, seeing his big buddy get destroyed, Candlemon forfeits, so Hyogomon and I win. But not without cost. Hyogomon is real messed up, like beyond repair. So he gives me like a thumbs up, and then he starts glowing and shrinking. And not quite fully understanding how Digimon works still. I think my buddy's dying, so I'm pretty freaked out about this, and I run over to him. So I reach him, and turns out he just de-digivolved into Hyarimon, and that's when we meet Hyarimon for the first time. So yeah, at that point, we're out, but not down. Kind of knowing that Hyarimon and I stand no chance in the tournament unless we can somehow digivolve him really fast, I choose to forfeit. However, one of our teammates was captured by the New Metal Empire and converted into a villain who was fighting against us and wanted to destroy us. So I decided to make myself useful by taking Hyarimon and try to go find some dirt on them. You know, go spy on them, maybe find a weakness or a way to turn them back or something like that. At least give my buddies who are still in the tournament an edge. So I'm thinking that Hyarimon and I need to blend in. We need to be covert somehow. So we need a disguise. So I see a Bancho Leomon sit at a bar, and I steal his hat and his coat. So I put a Hyarimon on top of my head and put the coat around me and the hat on him. So now he looks like this big, weird, I'm calling him Bancho Hyarimon. And our plan is to now sneak around and get some dirt on our enemy, and that's where I left off. All right, we are back in the house because I figured it's been a while since I made food with you guys. So today we are making a schmear, not a smear, a schmear. You have to use the SH. Listen, I don't write the rules. That's just how it is. We got some cream cheese, some minced onion, some onion powder, some garlic salt, and in the oven we have bacon going. This must sound delicious because Ice Leomon wants a rematch. All right, buddy, we are conquering ourselves today. You see, everyone, it's not about conquering others. It's about conquering yourself. Conquering your worst self, so that way you can be your best self, your better self. Will Leomon conquer his worst self today, finally? Okay, we're off to a much better start than the first time. Oh, but our enemy's also coming in hot. Okay, yeah, buddy, all right. Well done, my buddy. Heck yeah, well done. See, I think there's a powerful lesson here. Sometimes the journey to conquering ourselves, maybe maybe the version of ourselves that's not as good as it could be to ourselves or to others, it doesn't always go smoothly. But we have to remain persistent. Persistence is key. Or something like that. I don't know, did that sound deep? It felt deep. It's not about beating the Ice Leomons in our lives, but the Ice Leomons in our hearts. Yeah, that sounds good. Shredded cheese is the next ingredient. While the bacon's cooking, I'm going to start mixing all this other stuff together, and then we'll throw that in after. Only actually ended up using about half of these onions, but it's working out pretty well so far. This is based on a recipe that I did a while ago, and I loved it, but the person ended up launching a cookbook, and now the actual measurements are locked behind their cookbook and are no longer available for free, so I'm kind of winging it. Bacon is added, and we've got a schmear, baby. Put a generous helping on a bagel, toast, cracker, whatever, and you are good to go. Also, makes really good filling for stuffed peppers, so try that out. Ah, hello. Didn't see you there, I say as I'm recording myself. A new day has dawned, and so has a new form. That's right, Ice Leomon has digivolved. It's not what I expected, but it's what I got. Frost Velgermon. Yep, we are a bird now. Didn't even know Frost Velgermon existed until I popped this DIM card, but it's what we got. Here we are. We're birds. Bird time. No, originally I was actually thinking of having Ice Leomon digivolve into Megatheriumon. However, doesn't turn into that on this DIM card. Also, Megatheriumon is like the end boss Digimon, so I have to unlock him anyway. I don't know which one will actually be canon in story mode, but I actually kind of like Frost Velgermon. It is unexpected. It doesn't quite go with the theme of, monster ogre boys, but I don't know, I kind of like it. The lion's already away from an ogre, so why not go even further? One option I had was to digivolve Hyogomon into Frozomon, and then digivolve him into Megatheriumon, but I just didn't care for Frozomon that much. Like, I know a lot of Digimon, when they get to their ultimates, they go through, like, a tech phase and then something else, but it felt a little too far away. Like, it just felt far too robotic, just not in the theme enough. Another option I had was to go into the Paildramon line, which is really cool, but I don't know, it has such like a strong identity and such like a good start to finish that it didn't feel right dipping into that one. I don't know, I wanted to give SnowGoblimon something kind of unique to it, as much as I could. Frost Velgermon's still pretty weak right now, so I have a lot of walking to do before he's ready to face the big boss. So we're gonna get plenty of steps in. We're back inside now. I'm gonna be picking up my wife soon, so I've just been doing some random battles, and so far Frost Velgermon is doing extremely well. So let's do a random one together and see how well he does on camera. Let's see who we fight. Frozomon. This shouldn't be a bad battle. Let's go, birdie. Okay, well that's done. Okay, so we one-shotted an ultimate, but let's see how we hold up against another Mega. So, about that Mega battle, yeah, that took me a couple months to do. Once again, I got really busy, and it's been about 2 months since I last recorded, so once again, that has happened. This time, at least, it was all good stuff. Just a lot of work, I had some family stuff, got to see people, so happy news, happy news. On top of that, I'm in Texas and it's summer now, so it's been like 103 degrees out. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to get like regular walks in either. But things are calming down again. I'm getting to enjoy Digimon again. I got Frost Velgermon with me. And finally, we are going to try and take on this final challenge. I desperately hope that we can defeat Ancient Megatheriumon in one go, because you all watch the Plesiommon battle. I can't have another one of those. I'll just die. My heart will just give out. Here giving some emotional support to Frost Velgermon is Susanumon that I'm raising for a group hatch. So hopefully with the power of friendship and biding our time, we can knock this thing out. Okay, Frost Velgermon, we've trained for this. There he is, the imposing beast. That's a thick boy. Ready? I sure hope we are. Come on, baby. Please. Yes. Yes, we could do this. I'm not nervous yet. We're okay. I ain't even mad. It's fine. Oh no. No! 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 Guess I'll die. Well, while I'm sitting here shaking my arms so DDUK can get a second try, I guess I will also just train my Susanoo-mon, so that way I'm just sitting in my car shaking my arms like some kind of freak. Well, in the time it took me to catch up to this fight again, I fully raised Susanoo-mon. So surely that's a good omen, right? Let's go! DDUK, if you don't win this fight, I won't love you anymore. Please. Please. All right. Solid start, but I don't want to get my hopes up again. I can't get hurt like that again. Why have you forsaken me? No, this is a Skull-Greymon moment. I've learned my lesson. I have to be kind. I have to be nurturing. I believe in you. I love you. I cherish you. You are the moment. Please, let's win this next one. This feels really wrong, but I actually tried switching to my right hand, which is my dominant hand, so who knows? Maybe that will give us some kind of advantage. Also, my left arm's getting sore. Okay, this is it. Last one today. It's all I got in me. Oh my god, Megatheriumon, I can't believe it. Your name's too long. I believe, buddy. I love you. No. Oh. Oh? Yes! 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 Ah! Oh, thank goodness, I'm free! Free! Yay, that feels really good. I suffered for this. Great, I unlocked. I don't even want you anymore. Go away. I am exhausted. I wasn't even walking, and I am exhausted. But we did it, friends. We got through this together. Thanks for sticking with me through that. I think we'll part with a little bit more story mode, and then we will call this a video finally. So the quick and dirty version is that we did manage to win the tournament, and we also managed to defeat our villainized friend, and weird transformation things happened, but they're with us now. But then, like, the New Metal Empire attacked the tournament, so things went south pretty quick. There was all kinds of chaos and violence, and we ran out of there. But we did learn that the New Metal Empire doesn't have any sort of stronghold in the frozen land that SnowGoblimon came from, Friesland. So we decided to head back there and hunker down and let things quiet down for a bit. So SnowGoblimon is back to being SnowGoblimon, and we are all now chilling out in the cave that I originally rested in when I appeared in the digital world. And that is about as far as we've gotten. So if you're interested in story mode, visit the Discord server. You could read up on everything. We're going to call it quits here, though. Thank you guys for bearing with me while I took months, literal months, to finish this very simple video. And I hope you enjoyed this. Little something different, little bit of story time. Hopefully it won't be another 6 months until my next video, but things are kind of mellowing out for me right now. And I just finally got an X2 in the mail, so I really want to do a video with that. So until next time, everybody, have a great day. Go rest. Go feed your ice peacocks, even if they lose more than you wanted them to. Yeah.